Happy New Year to everyone. I wish you the best start of the year, and I will bring you the best New Year deals for PreBuilt PCs. Trust me, some of these deals are actually pretty insane for a PreBuilt PC market, even close to the Black Friday deals. So if you want to buy a PreBuilt PC right now, it's actually a good time to buy. I will go from $600 all the way up to $4,000, so you will have a gaming desktop for basically every single budget. With that being said, let's start. With the first one, we have the HP Victus 15L. This one is going for $600, and you get the GTX 1660 Super and the i5 12400 for the CPU. Now, if you don't know anything about computers, this system is really capable of 1080p gaming, 60 plus FPS on average, high settings on every single game without any issues. Now, of course, it will depend on the game and the settings, but for the most part, at 1080p, this system is actually pretty good, and the price is only $600, which is a huge discount. You end up saving $350, so I do recommend you buying this one right now if you have a budget of around $600. One thing to mention is that it comes with 8 gigs of RAM, 2x4, and then 256 gigs of SSD. So I do recommend you upgrading the storage and the RAM if you can right now, just by clicking on Customize and Buy, changing the RAM and changing the storage. But if you can't because your budget doesn't allow, that's totally fine. You can upgrade it down the line. With the second one, we have another 15L, but this time is $900. This one has the Ryzen 7 5700G and the RX 6600 XT. Here you get 16 gigs of RAM, 1TB of hard drive, and 500 gigs of SSD, so you don't have to upgrade anything on this case. Now, I know it's much more expensive than the last one, but if you can actually afford this one, you're going to get a much better gaming performance, not only at 1080p, but you can also start playing at 4040p with the RX 6600 XT, and you're going to be getting around a 40% performance increase over the last one. And if you already were going to do those upgrades on the last one for around $150, you might as well consider going with this one instead. But if you can't afford this one, it's totally fine. The last one is going to be great for 1080p. Now, I wouldn't buy from Newegg right now. Their PCs are actually not that great in terms of price to performance, but if you really want to buy from Newegg, then I would recommend you buying the AVS Stratos Aqua Gaming Desktop for around $1,000. This one comes with the i5 12400F, the Intel A750 for the GPU, 8 gigs of RAM, which I highly recommend you upgrading because this time is not 2 sticks of 4 gigs, it's only 1 stick of 8 gigs, so you're going to be hurting your performance, and then you get 500 gigs of SSD. The thing I like about this system is that it's more upgradable than the other ones, so if you're going to do a bunch of upgrades down the line, then maybe this would make sense for you. You also get that front mesh panel, a beautiful case, but if you want the best price to performance, the most FPS possible out of the gaming system for the price, the last one is actually a much better price to performance PC. You get more RAM, you get a GPU that is actually better, so a better gaming performance and a lower price. But of course, if you want to buy from Newegg and you want something more upgradable, you have the option there. For $1,250, you can get this Kitech Shiba, and I think this is a great price for this gaming PC. It comes with the Ryzen 5 5600X, a great CPU, alongside the RTX 3070, which is a great GPU for 1440p gaming. You also get 1TB of NVMe SSD, a 650W 80 plus gold power supply, 16 gigs of RAM at 3200 MHz, and a B550 motherboard. If you want to play at 1440p, I think this is a minimum that you should be aiming at. The 3070 is especially a 1440p GPU, not a 1080p one. I think that if you're going for 1080p, the 3060 Ti should be more than enough, and also not a 4K GPU. Even though you can do some 4K gaming with esports titles, this is not a 4K GPU. This is for 1440p. Now, for $1,400, you can get the Chronos one with the 3070 Ti, so you can get more FPS at 1440p. You also get a TB of Gen 4 SSD, a 750W 80 plus volt power supply, so more wattage, better for the future, and better airflow overall. So you get more FPS for 1440p. This is more of a capable 4K GPU as well, so if you want to do 4K gaming below $1,500, then I think this system is the one for you, and overall it's a better system than the last one. Then if you're willing to spend around $2,000, for $1,900 you can get the Chronos 2. This one has even better airflow with a brand new case. I absolutely love the design of this one. You get the RTX 3080, which is much better than the 3070 and the 3070 Ti, and the i5 12600K, which is one of the best CPUs in terms of price to performance. And the 3080, it's a 4K GPU, so if you're looking for 4K gaming, I will be looking at this one at least with the 3080, and of course you can go with a 1440p 240Hz monitor with this GPU if you want to play competitively, or even if you want to play high demanding titles like Flight Simulator at more than 60 FPS 1440p, I think this one is the gaming PC to go with. And on the website, you can see some of the FPS that you will be getting in some titles. You will have the links to all of these systems down below in the video description. Now, if you're looking to spend around $3,000, I have two options for you. The first one being another one from Skytech, and I think this one is the best one out of the two, and I will explain why. You get the AMD Ryzen 7 7700X. This is one of the newest CPUs from AMD, from the AM5 platform. You get the RX 7900 XTX, basically the best AMD GPU out there. So this is a gaming PC for 4K resolution, and I wouldn't buy this system if you have a 1440p monitor. You get 32 gigs of RAM of DDR5 because the AM5 platform doesn't support DDR4. So for the future, this is actually a good system because if you want to upgrade the CPU, you won't have to change the motherboard. And if you want to go with DDR5, in case it becomes the standard, then once again, you don't have to change the motherboard. You also get a 360 all-in-one liquid cooler, so the CPU is going to be really well cooled, and an 850 watt 80 plus volt power supply, which is the right size for this system. Overall, a great gaming PC for 4K for $2,900. Now the other one, it's $3,000, so $100 more expensive, and this is the Thermaltake Shadow 480 from Best Buy. You get the Ryzen 7 5800X, 32 gigs of RAM, and the RTX 4080, alongside 3 TB of M.2 SSD, which is a lot. Now, the reason why I would buy this PC if I were you is mainly because of the design. It has a pretty cool design. I really like how this system looks, and then because you get the RTX 4080, which in my opinion it's a bit better than the 7900 XTX. In terms of gaming performance, they are really similar, but the 4080 has a better media encoder, better ray tracing in case that's important to you, and DLSS technology, which is better than FSR. But the reason why I wouldn't buy this one is because you get the Ryzen 7 5800X, it's not nearly as good as the 7700X, and you get the AM4 platform, meaning that down the line you don't have much upgradability for your gaming system. It's also more expensive, so you're spending more money getting something that is not as upgradable, but it's worth mentioning that you get 3 TB of SSD if storage is really important to you and you're a content creator. So if you're just a gamer, you want to play at 4K, the highest FPS, I would go with the Chronos 2. The only reason I would buy the Thermaltake one is if you are a content creator. And with the best one, we have one from Amazon actually. It's from Skytech, but you can buy it from Amazon. It's the Skytech Pro Eclipse. This one is $4,000, so yeah, it's expensive, but you get the best of the best. You get the i9 13900K, the best CPU available from Intel. You get the RTX 4090, 1 TB of Gen 4 SSD, 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM, a 1200 watt 80 plus volt power supply, and a 420 all-in-one liquid cooler for the price of $4,000. This is basically the best of the best. If you want to do 4K content creation, 4K gaming at the highest performance available, you should be buying this one. Now it's worth mentioning that you can get it from the Skytech website as well, but over there it's $4,400, so you're spending around 400 extra bucks for the same exact PC. But you should know that you're buying directly from Skytech, and the customer support there is going to be much better. So if you really care about the customer support, then I would recommend you spending those extra $400 and have that safety that if something happens to your gaming PC, you can talk directly to the brand that make these systems. However, Amazon is still a great choice. If something happens to your gaming system, they are going to do something about it, and you're saving $400, and you're going to get it within 2 to 3 days, where on the Skytech website, you're going to get it within 5 to 7 working days. That being said, it's up to you and up to your budget. If you found this video helpful and you found your perfect system from this video, leave a like and subscribe, but most importantly, hit that bell button so you get notified when I upload this type of content. And by the way, my next video is going to be about the best budget systems, so if you're in a tight budget, you may want to see that video. And then I will make the best PC builds for 2023, so if you're looking for a PC build, you may want to see that video as well. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. I will try to reply as fast as possible. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for your support, and I will see you on the next one.